What's up, YouTube Combat here, and today I want to talk about how Activision killed Call of Duty World War II. But before I get started into that commentary, I want to ask a quick question. Are you guys still playing Call of Duty World War II? If you are, please hit that like button. If you aren't, leave a comment down below as to why you're not playing anymore. What was the straw that broke the camel's back for you? What was the thing that just made you not want to play this game anymore? And for those who never played the game in general and are on this video, hi, this is Call of Duty World War II. It is a decent Call of Duty, but was held back dramatically by some incompetencies by Activision. And I'm going to talk about that right now. So, what is the biggest issue with Call of Duty World War II? It was its launch. Hands down, one of the worst launches in Call of Duty history. And on top of that, just a game that did not have enough content for the first 3 months of the game. Like, the first 3 months is where Call of Duty shines, and that's where, like, literally the majority of my playtime comes in November through to January, and that's where a lot of players are playing this game, because that's when it's in the honeymoon phase. You're really trying to grind out, you're pushing, and you're trying to play as much as possible. It's still a new experience, but when it came to the multiplayer, there just wasn't enough there to keep players interested for long enough. Bad map design, just not enough maps. Create a class was very shallow. The division system just didn't seem to work out. The lack of guns and the playability of all the guns just wasn't there. The gun balance wasn't there either. So, which has always seemed to be an issue in Sledgehammer games. But besides from that, like, this game just overall wasn't good at launch. And it seems now that we're, 8-9 months through its life cycle, it's actually a very good game now. It's improved dramatically. It's been completely redesigned. The division system is much different than what it was at launch. I feel the game runs smoother. I think it plays better. And that might just be because some of the idiots have left. But I also think there's so much more depth to this game now. There's so many more weapon varieties to use. Even if, you like SMGs, there's more than 5 now. There's like 8 or 9. I feel they kind of adapted how you get the weapons, which was well done. They've also added a ton of other things like timed events. Right now we're in Days of Summer, even though I'm playing on Winter Carrington. There's Days of Summer. They've added things like Leprechaun Hunt. They've added things like Horde Point. Like, there's some enjoyable things they've added into this game to increase its playability and replayability value. And it overall has been quite successful, especially in the last 3 months. I would say it's been a much more enjoyable experience as time has gone on. Since I came back, definitely the entire summer, it's been a fun time. But Activision essentially set this game up to fail. Now, why is that? And I think the biggest issue with this game was Infinite Warfare came out last year. Battlefield 1 came out the year before that. Black Ops 3 came out the same year as Battlefield 1. So there was something missing in the Call of Duty franchise, and that was a boots-on-the-ground, classic shooter. And that's when I think Sledgehammer was kind of forced to do this. Their hand was forced into not only doing a World War II shooter, but having it be completely boots-on-the-ground. Sorry, reverse that. Not only having to have a boots-on-the-ground Call of Duty, but having to put it in World War II. It couldn't be futuristic, it couldn't be modern, it had to be World War II to match what Battlefield was doing with Battlefield 1. Now, the other problem was that Infinite Warfare had just come out the year before and wasn't very well received. Now, whether you like the game or dislike the game, that's up to you. I personally didn't like it. It wasn't my type of game. I bought it for Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, which I had a ton of fun on. So either way, I still gave Call of Duty my money that year and still had copies of Infinite Warfare, even though it wasn't my type of game. Despite that, I really think that Activision took away an opportunity from Sledgehammer Games to create Advanced Warfare 2. Now, regardless of what you think of Advanced Warfare, whether you thought it was a terrible game, whether you thought it was a good game, or it was just fun, there was a lot of potential for Sledgehammer to improve on some of the issues and some of the community feedback that they had from Advanced Warfare to improve the movement system to make it better. But because Infinite Warfare was the 3rd year in a row of advanced movements, that people were sick and tired of it. So Activision had to force Sledgehammer's hand into doing World War II. Now, it seems to have become public knowledge that there was an internal vote within Sledgehammer that World War II was going to be the next game over Advanced Warfare 2. However, I do believe that some of that had to have been forced by Activision not wanting to piss its fan base off even more and losing that connect with them and really kind of drawing a wedge in between the Call of Duty fan base and the developers. I think the rushed launch product that we got, the 9 maps, the broken division system, the lack of guns, the lack of real customization options, the very shallow create a class system, all of that were very apparent and very clear signs that this game was not only rushed, but was kind of not the passion project that Sledgehammer Games wanted. And that's a frustrating thing when you have a developer like Sledgehammer Games and a publisher like Activision, where Activision has final say, even if it's not necessarily what Sledgehammer wants. And this is the other problem too, is that Activision essentially makes final judgments on everything. So we're doing Infinite Warfare, so Sledgehammer, you have to figure out what you want to do instead. And you're forcing their hand into not doing something that they actually want. And I think that Call of Duty World War II could have been great if it was the passion project that I think Sledgehammer Games wanted to do, but Activision held it back, considering the fact that I don't think it was necessarily what everybody in Activision or everybody in Sledgehammer Games wanted to do. And I really think that if Ghost 2 had come out or Modern Warfare 4 had come out from Infinite Warfare or from Infinity Ward, this game would have been Advanced Warfare 2, or it could have still been World War 2, but it would have been more perfected, refined, and would have been more of a passion project, and we would have seen a much better game at launch. I still stand by what I said last week, where I said, go back and play this game, because you should. Go back and play World War II now and see if your opinion has changed from launch, because I think you'd agree with me that it's changed dramatically. It's still not the perfect game. It still does not have the perfect supply drop system or the perfect weapon attainability system, but it's better than anything else we've had before it. And I think these are steps in the right direction for what we can see for Black Ops 4. But I really wish that we could have seen what Advanced Warfare 2 would have been like, and I really wish that Activision kind of would give their developers a little bit more leeway when they want to create projects that they want to make. And even if they could have done something like allowed free DLC or anything like that that would have brought players back in and improved that player base, because these timed events are a lot of fun, but if they had done something similar to maybe what Modern Warfare Remastered did, or whatever it might be, where they essentially just say, okay, so for this event, we're going to unlock this map, or let's say we're going to unlock DLC for a week and let players play it, or, we'll give a discount right now of, okay, so you buy one DLC, you get the other DLC for free. Anything like that, just to increase kind of player loyalty and bring players back to it. Especially considering so many players weren't involved in the beginning. So it would have been nice to see them do something to really try to bring back the player base. But regardless of that, guys, let me know down below with a comment what you think of Call of Duty World War II right now. Do you think that Activision really held it back, or do you think it was Sledgehammer's incompetencies on their own end? Let me know with a comment down below. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button or that video you see right now on screen. And until next time, guys, Combat signing off.